Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the installment of Scott Selections here for Tuesday, December 8th. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick announcement. This will be the second video for the play of the day series. I already made a video on a college basketball matchup taking place on Tuesday. So if you want that, you can look at that video. It should be the video right before this one. But this will be the NFL portion of it, where we will be talking about the Tuesday night football game between the Ravens and the Cowboys. Now, for this one, we're going to be looking at a player prop. It's going to be on Lamar Jackson over 50.5 rushing yards, which is available at -110 on FanDuel, a time recording of 11 p.m. Eastern Time. A couple reasons why I like the over in this spot. First of all, Lamar has been very solid when it comes to going over with his rushing yards. I know passing the ball has been struggling so far this season, partially due to the lack of weapons, but either way, rushing the ball definitely has been his forte, and he has gone over this total of 50.5 in each of his last 5 games. Now, this is worth mentioning because of the fact that Dallas is atrocious against the run. They're actually the worst team against the run in the entire league, as they're giving up 156.4 rushing yards per game. They're also giving up 4.9 yards per carry. Both of those rank last in the NFL. So I do think Lamar Jackson, with the inability to throw the ball, should be forced to run the ball probably around 10 times or so, and I do think he should have a lot of success against this Cowboys defensive line that has been awful against the run. You saw that on Thanksgiving as Antonio Gibson absolutely just torched them for 100-plus yards and I believe it was 3 touchdowns. But looking at Baltimore's offense, they're also great on with the running game. Once again, they're averaging 157.6 rushing yards per game, which is the second most in the entire NFL, behind the Cleveland Browns. So they have been really solid at running the ball. Plus, Baltimore is most likely going to be without Mark Andrews and Willie Snead. Now, Mark Andrews has COVID, and he also is a diabetic, so there is some health complications going on there. There are some. So, hopefully that's going well for him. Hopefully make a fast recovery, but he will not be able to play in this game. And it does seem like Willie Snead will also be unable to suit up. Mark Ingram should be back, which definitely can help out the ground game. But with Baltimore's already underwhelming passing attack, now missing 2 of their main weapons, I think Baltimore's going to double down even harder on the ground game. I'm not saying it's going to look like New England with Cam Newton only throwing for roughly 70 passing yards, and they're still going to win the game. But I do think Baltimore will rely heavily on the run, and I simply just don't think the Cowboys' linebacking core and their defensive line will keep up with Lamar, especially on some of these short yardage situations with Gus Johnson. They got Dobbins, people like those guys. But at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson's so dynamic. He's so much faster than, in my opinion, any of those guys. I do think he should be able to find a lot of open areas in this Cowboys defense that has been very underwhelming. And I think that Jackson should probably end up with around 70 rushing yards, give or take, with maybe a long rush of 20-something. Plus, anytime they call a passing play, there is always a chance that Lamar can break one, which is definitely not the only time that would happen in his career. But looking at the Ravens in this spot, it's a must-win game for them, of course. They need to win it to stay at least in contention for a wild card spot in the AFC. And Dallas, even though this team, I guess, is still hypothetically alive, this team's terrible. This team can't stop the run either. I think Lamar should have a big game on the ground. I think he'll be able to probably maybe even pick up a touchdown, but I think he should be able to get into the 70s. And I do think that Baltimore will stick to a very, very heavy ground game approach with Harbaugh, which should definitely lead to a lot of results, as well as a lot of rushing yards for Lamar and hopefully a lot of profit for us. So the play of the day, once again, here for the NFL portion of the Tuesday show, is going to be on Lamar Jackson over 50.5 rushing yards, which is available on FanDuel at -110. That's been the Scott Selections. Good luck to all of you and your respective best today. Bye, everyone.